Hey guys, this is my 96 Ford E-350 Club Wagon, and I've already drained all the fuel out, dropped the tank, and cleaned it out really good, put a new coating on it and kind of restored it, put a brand new Delphi fuel pump assembly in it. I restored the frame and body around the tank, and I fixed the wiring because we had a bit of an issue, and I put a new fuel filter on. But now the fuel tank is ready to go back in, and we can finally start the van up in this video. I would like to add a bit more cushioning between where the tank meets the frame, so I got some really thin silicone matting. I didn't want to go too thick because I don't want to cause issues with it tightening down or crushing the tank. It's probably good right there. That lays on there nicely. I'm just going to use a little bit of Flex Seal just to kind of hold it in place. And we'll do the same for the front one as well. Here's the tank straps all back together, and they look really good. It's gonna look cool with the silver and then the black tank. I'm gonna use some copper anti-seize, put a little bit on the threads, and I just got my big impact here. I'm just gonna work it back and forth a few times. An empty van works really well as a storage container, so I just had the tank in there while I was finishing up everything else, and we just moved it out and put it on some cardboard. I got my dad to help me, and then I just pulled it underneath and kind of lined it up to where it needs to go. Next, I'm just gonna lift the tank up and slide a lift in there one at a time, kind of like how I took it out. Just try to fit my head between the exhaust and the drive shaft. Wow, that was a tight fit. Just gonna pull these bags off, the fuel lines. I got these little caps over the fuel pump inlet and outlet. The blue one goes in the back, and this is the pressure line. Should just pop right on. There we go. Then this one goes in the front. Alright, next we'll throw the clips on. Hold on, I did bend them back just a little bit because they looked like they were a little loose. That one is on. And there we go. The new pump did come with this little block off cap, so that's good. I seriously can't figure out how I get my head in here so easy, but not out. There we go. Ugh. Just don't panic. Next, we just gotta get the evap hoses on. A nice little trick to get these on a little easier is use like a little bit of glass cleaner, and I already have it started so I don't get any on the inside, and this will help it slide on easier. That one's good. Got the rear one. It's hard to see up in there. There we go. Now I'll just slowly lift it up until it's in place. That appears to be right where it needs to be. All right, now we're ready for the tank straps. They're the exact same, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. Just throw that up in that hole, turn it, and then this goes through that hole up there. And spin that guy on a few threads. Also, make sure that we got the connector just right there. Let's let that hang. And we can go ahead and shove this up here. Actually, let's go ahead and connect it. There we go. And there should be a little hole for the Christmas tree clip. There we go. All right, that's plugged in. Move that over. Spin that guy in. Push it through. And stick it on. All right, I'm gonna lower this down. Honestly, we probably don't even need these anymore. Yeah, these are just a 15 millimeter. Might want to wiggle the tank around, make sure it's in the right position. And we'll start tightening them down. And keep tightening. That's probably good right there. There we go. And the tank is on. We got the new fill tube here. Comes with everything you need, including the hoses. I went ahead and just removed them because it's going to be a little easier to install it, and it comes with the clamp too. Just carefully stick this guy up here. Alright, I just have that on there temporarily. And these are essentially just wood screws. You don't want to make them too tight or you'll strip them out. Those are good. All right, got that clip on. I did put a little bit of fluid film on those bolts. All right, I'll just pull those plastic baggies and the brains off. And I'll just stick one of the hoses on. There we go. I feel it touching the bottom there. Alright, that's good enough. Just muscle that on there. Give it a twist. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's right there. What in the world? I was literally just leaning on this, and the coolant line for the rear just started leaking out. I went ahead and finished tightening them all up, including these ones as well. Alright guys, it's only been a few months and this van has pretty much been parked mostly the whole time. I did drive it just a few times, but look at these hoses. They're like already cracking like crazy, especially that one. It's almost all the way through. These aftermarket parts sometimes are just complete garbage. I should have kept my old hoses, but at least they're pretty easy to replace. Put about 7 gallons of fresh gasoline in here. The filler is a little bit far in there. The spout isn't quite long enough to do it very well. You can probably, I tried it before and you can probably get like half of a tank in there. But what I did is grabbed one of these. Should help extend it quite a bit. And obviously make sure it's not leaking out as you're pouring it in. All right, I got about 5 gallons in and another 5 gallons of fresh gasoline. But before I add that second 5 gallons, I'm gonna pour in some Tektron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. This was highly recommended to me by a Ford technician, and this treats up to 12 gallons, so it should be fine. I like when they make the bottles like this, so it's easy to get in there. I did put a little bit of fluid film on those bolts, And for the final touch, I'll install a brand new locking gas cap. Before I even turned the key, I went ahead and took the doghouse off and hooked up my fuel pressure gauge, and I got the pressure relief tube into just a little beer nuts can, and there's already some gas in there from last time. But what I want to do is just purge the fuel lines because they were open for quite a bit in case there's any like moisture or just the old gas that was in there. And the regulator is going to be closed if there's no pressure, and plus we got to pump all that fuel up from back there through the filter. I also got the door open so we can hear the pump. Hopefully it works. But you're going to want to hold the button down as you turn the key. So here goes nothing. You're going to probably want to do this like 10 times, or at least. Still not getting any gas. Oh, there we go. Look at all that bubbly gasoline coming out of there. Do it again. There we go. It keeps coming out. Look at all that air coming out of there. A few more times. See if we can get all those air bubbles out. Oh man, we got that filled a little too high there. That pump definitely sounds, shut up. That pump definitely sounds a lot nicer. And of course, since we're pumping fuel, let's make sure there's no leaks or anything under here. I think we're all right. All that is from the coolant. It's leaking out. Before I can even start the van up, I really need to address the coolant issue. And this isn't a big deal because I planned on deleting the rear HVAC system and getting rid of all these old rusty lines. But what I did for now is just bypass the rear heater lines with a little loop-de-loop hose, and then topped off all the coolant. I will go more in depth on this in another video. All right, here we go. First start. Check under here for any fuel leaks. I don't smell anything or see anything. Looks good. Check up here. I don't see anything crazy. But anyways, let's go for a test drive. Oh, of course, my ABS light's coming on. It's driving just fine. Plenty of torque. So it's driving really good, and it's showing a little bit above empty. So let's go ahead and put some more gas in it. Then we can rob that bank. All right, another 10 gallons got us to about there because it was a bone dry tank, and a lot of that was kind of a reserve. I made it back home, and that pretty much concludes the fuel pump replacement. It definitely took a lot longer with all the frame restoration, but I think it'll definitely be worth it because I want to keep this van for a long time. But anyways, guys, I'm going to confirm if this fixed my high positive fuel trims in the diagnostic video that I got coming out before too long. But I hope you guys found this useful, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.